What is happening, y'all? Welcome on back. So I've messed around with the Skoth, I don't know how to say it. Anyway, messed around with the class in the area we're at, the desert. They are somewhat resistant to flame. They're even more resistant to lightning, but they're weak to ice. So I've made a fire-ice hybrid. But just to show off the abilities of the fire class real fast, which are actually pretty cool. So this one, pretty respectable damage at 1653, costs 4. And the thing that's nice about this is they come from behind. So if you're surrounded, they'll actually hit enemies. This thing is just a big flame slash. 2204 is pretty respectable as well. If we take a look at, Blazing Roar, for example, that's doing 2755. The other one's doing 22, but in an AoE to all enemies in front of you. The last one is a big old AoE, takes a while to go off. 2341 to pretty much everything. But considering that's 2341 and that's 2204, and it goes off way faster, I'm not sure if I'm going to be using that one all that much. So I didn't even notice Frost Spike until I started looking for it, but that's really quick, just like the Blood Spike thing I was using. That was in this guy's tree. Davis, I think his name is. Is it Davis? I'll show y'all where I got it from. Yeah, Davis. So I went ahead and picked that up, and then I also... What else did I pick up? Picked up something else. Oh, I got Revenants Hunger out. Sharpened Fangs, Revenants Hunger, Strength, Vitality. This blood code is kind of just a quality, in a sense. B. So we're working with the Machete plus 6, and then the Garnet Splitter, which I've added ice onto, so it's blood and ice damage. Blood seemed to work well there. And let me actually... Yes, let me go on and do that. Still going to be normal weight. Just add some damage to the package. All right, so I think we are good to go. Let me go ahead and up 90. We're looking good. There we go. Crown of Sand, and we're ready to continue. So I'm gonna probably go forward first, taking a look at the map, which I was thinking one thing that might be really useful if I do a walkthrough is basically at the start of the video show the map with just like a traced direction, like this is where we go. So we're gonna go this way first, fight this guy. 2,000 damage on him, whereas this thing only 846. These big guys, you can actually farm them for Queen's Titanium, as you just saw there. This is the guy, I was using this guy in particular for my damage tests, and got quite a bit of Queen Titanium. I haven't upgraded either of the weapons yet, but I went ahead and got my Assault up to +8. I think I need 6 for the next upgrade on it. But yeah, I kind of like this class. This is earlier I was talking about a battle mage class, and this is very much a battle mage. You have really decent scaling. You can do respectable damage with melee. You can do some decent damage with your weapons as well. Really fun class so far. Getting a lot of Queen's Titanium. Let's use the machete a little bit. This is the strength one-hander. Picked up a while ago. Get it, big guy. Get it, Mio. Harmonia. Yeah, so what I'm thinking for the walkthrough is essentially show the map like, okay, 1, and that'll be like the first path you go down, and then over to navigate from there, which I think that would be really useful for the walkthrough. But not only that, I think it'll help me keep track of where I'm going. If you've seen the walkthroughs before, you know that there's typically times where I'm like, okay, hang on, let me take a look at my notes real fast here, get a reminder of where we're heading to, and it's when you're trying to go through the area and reference notes and all that, it's not out of the question to get a little misdirected. So I think having the map annotated to show all that would be pretty useful. It's our first path. This is second path. What I'll probably end up doing is taking the map from the Let's Play, since I'm getting 100% on everything. And then as I do the walkthrough, I'll draw up the mapping paths on it. Then at like the start of each zone's episode, I'll just have a second where I go through the map and what we're doing and add that in, like as like an overlay to the recording, essentially, for a couple seconds while I explain it. You dummy. Like that machete attack. Ding! Looks pretty good. What's this at? I'll come back to you later. Let's continue on this way for now. yeah, there are. Takes one look at this area to know it's probably filled with bad guys. I'd say so. It's some titanium. Really like this halberd, even though it's a dex scaling, and I don't usually do a lot of dex scaling. The two-hitter attack right there is really, really nice. Oh, well, shit. Let's go down. I know this area is going to be filled with bullshit that's popping out. Well, that was not as bad as I thought it would be. So in terms of picking weapons to upgrade, you know, typically a weapon is going to lose a good bit of damage when you enchant it with something, but what I found interesting is this thing already had 40 blood. Enchanting it with ice didn't take away from the blood, so I lost physical damage but gained another damage type on it. What's interesting is something that is already enchanted. For example, this has 50 ice on it. If I go to enchant that with ice, it still knocks my scaling down a good bit. But the ice only goes up to like 70. So that's leading me to believe that elemental damage is probably really good, considering you're sacrificing scaling and enchanting something that's already elemental. Gets you very minimal gains. Oh, that's silly. I also looked up the effect that we're getting hit with in these areas is drain or something. Basically, it just drains your Ichor. So, you know, if you're already bone dry on Ichor, it is irrelevant. Yeah, let's go. Charge booster. Oh, well, that is super convenient. And we can rest real fast. So that's probably progression. Considering there's a rest mistle, I can't go back, can I? Well, let's see where this goes. Wow, that sucks. So there are little side paths where you can hide from it. I'll beat this thing's ass when I get to it. Oh. Glad I stopped rolling. That looks like I could take that to get back all the way. Okay, let's drop down. Oh, you're not dead? Pretty irritating. I think we got that all. Our heals are fat and juicy now. It's like 600. There's stuff that's back that way that I don't remember exploring, so we need to go back still, but I'll at least push on to the next mistle, and then we'll go back and take a look-see. This area looks like ass. Nest for the lost. I don't know how I feel about tackling all that bullshit right now. Looks like a shortcut. We're gonna unlock. Or I don't know. Let's take this and see where it goes. Guessing this is going back towards the start. Either that or it's a completely separate area. No, this looks like it heads towards the start. Yep, that's that door from like the very beginning of this place. Alright, let me go through the area I have not finished. So you can go this way. Hit him, Niall. I went that way and fought something, and so this is the only area I haven't covered yet. Not sure how I feel about the strength one-hander. Like, it does damage, but it's just a very, it's kind of slow. And I think one-hander's part of the big thing is you just stay up on your target. Also has a boring moveset. So taking a look, I'd say I think the map's done. Looks like we... Oh, hang on, I see one area that was not investigated. Even more back near that ladder. I gotta go this way. What's up, ugly? Back here. This is overlooked. Okay, now that looks like it's been completed. So looking pretty good right now. Probably go back. Right, so we're gonna focus on working our way back through this area now and try and find next mistle. I think I can finish up. I think I can probably find the next mistle this episode. So we know this eventually comes out to there. so you're actually lightning monsters. That explains why lightning didn't do fuck all to you. When looking at this area, I think it'll be easier to just work it from the back. There's another Harmonia. So we know this dead ends. Just to get you a Harmonia. And we're gonna keep sticking to the left here till we're all the way through this area. That was irritating. Figured I could snipe that thing before it popped up. Still got booped. Oh, I'm still over there. Okay, so this dead ends, and there's probably a treasure. Nothing? Treasure, no drop down? Just a mistle kind of by a single suicider? It's a little odd. Whatever. Let's go this way first. That launch attack coming in clutch. Saving a life. Real fast. That was ass. There goes my other 3 heals. Gotta back off when I see those guys. I was hoping I could basically rush it and kill it before it did its suicide, but I think that's probably progression. Let me go back first. So we got a little loop here. Probably like a suicider. Just a regular. It's a reggie. Let's see. I have a feeling this may be a lost battle. It's like Lost have invaded. came from that way originally. This area is the only thing I haven't conquered. I don't know how I feel about this big boy. Oh god. God damn, dude. Got one finally. Jesus. Ooh. Sandalite is not fucking around, man. I really like Io's thing. The the full heal on going down, that's really good.
Yep.
Suicide Spur +7. Suicide Spur. Greatly advances. Oh. An A willpower. Didn't I already find an A willpower earlier? Yeah, Black Blood Liberator. A willpower. Was it a mind one that I found? Because I could have sworn I found a one when I was like, oh yeah, Noble Silver. That's a mind. Alright, so that's support. That's my willpower. Where's my Raven? Raven is what I was using, which is weaker to Black Blood. And then Suicide Spur is just better all around. So that's the new caster go-to. Alright, that area is looking good, so I know exactly where to go. I wonder if I can make it. Let's, well, I need to continue on that way, but I am pretty much out of everything. I have no Ike or no healing, so instead, let's warp back, and we will wrap up here. Next part, we're going to do this little section, and I would bet this is going to connect through to a boss in some way. I mean, I could have gone a little bit further and gotten this shortcut, but it's like, I'll just fight back. I had nothing. So anyway, stay tuned and I'll catch you guys soon as we continue.